President Trump says Israel and Iran have agreed to what he calls a complete and total ceasefire.
This comes after Iran retaliated today against an American attack on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. Iran sent missiles across the Persian Gulf, targeting Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar.
That's the largest American military installation in the Middle East. Thousands of U.S. troops are stationed there. President Trump on social media said that Iran provided early warning, which led to no Americans being wounded.
The president says Iran's nuclear facilities have been obliterated. We have reports from the Middle East and Washington. Nancy Cordes at the White House begins our coverage. Nancy?
Maurice, the president's announcement comes just a few hours after that Iranian attack that appears to have been designed to avoid casualties, essentially a face-saving move so the Iranians could say they retaliated against the U.S. without drawing more U.S. fire. Cameras captured the moment more than a dozen Iranian missiles were shot down before they could reach U.S. troops.
They launched a very limited number of weapons, a number that we could almost certainly intercept.
Retired General Frank McKenzie led U.S. Central Command during Trump's first term. He says the U.S. attack on Iran this weekend left Iran with 3 options.
They could have gone with a calibrated response, a massive response, or no response. From what we've seen so far, they've chosen a calibrated response, which is a very limited strike at one of our installations.
And what does that tell you?
That tells us the Iranians are searching for an off-ramp.
Iran's target was the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, which President Trump visited just last month.
The warriors of the United States Armed Forces.
Today, the sirens sent shoppers in nearby Doha running for shelter as the airspace over Qatar was quickly cleared. We didn't harm anyone, said Iran's supreme leader, but we will not submit to anyone's harassment. Trump responded, I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice. Iran's attack came 42 hours after these B-2 stealth bombers based in Missouri dropped 14 bunker-busting bombs on 2 key underground nuclear facilities. A third was hit with cruise missiles. President Trump said all 3 targets were obliterated. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs was a little more cautious.
Initial battle damage assessments indicate that all 3 sites sustained extremely severe damage and destruction.
How concerned are you that this could spiral out of control?
I think you're always concerned about that, but I think the scope and scale of the Iranian attack today means they're also concerned about it, and they don't want it to spiral out of control.
So, Nancy, in this fast-moving picture, where is the president going next?
Well, John, we've got no indication that President Trump plans to take any military action in response to what Iran did today. In fact, to the contrary, he's now claiming that a ceasefire has been agreed to that will lead to the end of this 12-day war. But it's important to point out we have not received any confirmation about that from either Israel or Iran tonight.
And Nancy, there's been debate all day over whether the U.S. actually fully destroyed the Iranian nuclear facilities and the enriched uranium. Where does that stand tonight?
Well, the Iranians claim they were able to move all of their enriched uranium to a safe place before the U.S. bombing this weekend. But White House officials told us today there is no intelligence to support that. And General McKenzie pointed out to me that it is very difficult to move radiated material around without being detected.
Okay, Nancy Cordes at the White House. Thanks so much.
Trump's surprise move. Lsrael and Iran agree to ceasefire. Trump praised both Israel and Iran for having the stamina, courage and intelligence to end what could have been a years-long war capable of destroying the entire Middle East. US President Donald Trump announced that a complete and total ceasefire between Israel and Iran was fully agreed to. Trump says the ceasefire is expected to start in the coming hours after both countries wound down and complete their in-progress final missions. Trump announced in a post on his own social media platform, Truth Social, that the truce will be phased in over 24 hours. He also added that once completed, it will mark an official end to the 12-day war. Iran will start the ceasefire and, upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire and, upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world, wrote Trump. The 47th US president noted that each side is to remain peaceful and respectful during each other's ceasefire phase, stressing that everything should work smoothly. Iran will start the ceasefire and, upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire and, upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. Trump congratulated both countries for reaching an agreement on otherwise what would have been a war that could have gone on 4 years and destroyed the entire Middle East. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And God bless the world, said Trump. Our journalists are working on this story and will update it as soon as more information becomes available. Thanks.